Hi, this is Vidya from the Coimbatore Post. We are here to talk about swine flu today. Swine flu is drastically on the rise in Coimbatore. We have about 22 cases of death reported in the last 3 months alone. And at the Coimbatore Medical College and Hospital, we have about 100 people with suspected swine flu undergoing treatment currently. So we now have with us an authority, Dr. P. Sivaprakasam, who was the earlier resident medical officer of Coimbatore Medical College and Hospital and currently the medical superintendent of GEM Hospital, Coimbatore, with us, who will give us an insight on what swine flu is all about and what we need to contain the spread. We are going to ask him certain pertinent questions today. Doctor?
Yes, madam.
Doctor, now swine flu is, as you know, rampantly on the rise. So, earlier whenever there was a case of swine flu detected, it was after an incidence of travel. Now, what has changed now, doctor?
Actually, it was when I was an RM of Coimbatore Medical College Hospital.
Yes.
In 2009, the first case was isolated by me, Coimbatore. The person who had traveled from America, he came to Coimbatore. The patient came to our hospital with symptoms of upper respiratory tract infection like sneezing, throat pain, fever and body pain. He came to the hospital and when we checked him, he showed a positive result for a test for the swine flu, then admitted him for and treated him in this hospital. From that time, it was pandemic. The swine flu was pandemic then in 2009. Then subsequently, 2010, 11, 12, we have treated some case. But unfortunately, this year we are happened to see more cases of swine flu throughout Tamil Nadu. I don't know what about in India. In Tamil Nadu, we see more cases. Now it is also other pandemic like this. Now, this after the 2009 pandemic, now this disease is being taken as a ordinary influenza. Seasonal influenza.
So, doctor, now that you call it a seasonal influenza, I mean, would it actually see the number of deaths? I mean, isn't it more now?
Actually, I don't know the exact figure, but in the daily newspapers and other media, I am able to see at least a case of I used to see one case of one death per day almost I am seeing in the media. I don't know the exact figure, but frequently I am seeing in the media, the TV and paper, there is a death in here and there in Tamil Nadu.
So what does it actually mean, doctor? Is the government not doing enough to contain the spread of an airborne disease as compared to dengue, which is a vector-borne disease? We see more activity. Okay.
When I was recruited in the first period, when I was in the nodal officer of swine flu, if we see a case, immediately we detain them in the hospital, we don't allow them to go out. But nowadays, this quarantine, I think it's not effectively being done in Tamil Nadu, my opinion. If you quarantine the people strictly, you can prevent the spread of the disease.
Okay. As far as the number of deaths are concerned, doctor, 22 is the reported figure as per sources, but when you the official figure stands at 9. So do we always see that the government is understating in case of death figures, doctor?
I don't know exactly what is happening there, madam. I think that this figure is not correct.
Figure is not correct. Okay. So, doctor, and there is also contradictory version in terms of the vaccines, which they say can play a role in containing swine flu, the H1N1 influenza. So, but there seems vaccines, doctor.
Pardon?
There seems to be contradictory versions even among the medical fraternity on the vaccine, administration of vaccine for swine flu, doctor. Can you tell us a little more on that?
Actually, the swine flu, there are 2 types of vaccines available. One is nasal type of vaccine, other is intramuscular vaccine. 2 types of vaccines are available. But this vaccine is not 100% effective. It won't prevent 100%. Because it lasts long only for 1 year period. See, if you give injection if you vaccinate them now for swine flu, it will take action only for 1 year. It is a specific type specific vaccine. Suppose there are so many strains of the H1N1, H2N1, H3N1. The vaccine could be specific. It could be H1N1. The vaccine against H1N1. If you give that vaccine, it will prevent it will prevent only the H1N1 infection. Can you follow it?
Yes, doctor. So what is the reason for the strain to keep varying? So which means the strain varies every year. Doesn't it mean that, doctor? So what is the reason for the strain to vary every year?
It is a mutation. Mutation changes in the virus.
Okay.
It will automatically change now, generally.
So doctor, now for the effective containing of swine flu, don't you think a proper database is required? I mean, we get CMCH database from the hospital, but then the number of patients who are coming into the private hospitals, the number of people who are getting admitted there, the result, the death, if any. I mean, we don't get proper figures in terms of, a consolidated database. Don't you think that's very important?
Yes. Actually, when we were doing this work, we were asked to send a daily report to the secretariat, health secretariat. So the same way, the government can ask all the health institution people, they can ask them to send a daily report to the government. If they say, send a daily report, the daily report usually contains how many new cases, how many old cases, how many deaths. If they send a daily report to the secretariat or health department, then it's easy to find out what are the total cases.
So which means as of now, there is no proper figures sent from private hospitals. Am I right, doctor?
I think so.
Okay. And if the government should, work effectively in terms of containing swine flu, what do you think the government should do, doctor?
Actually, the media and other things, those time, no, everybody is advertising, so advertisement, the paper, they used to publish articles regarding the disease, awareness of the disease, how to prevent it, what is the treatment to be given. Every day we used to see in the paper, but nowadays it is not being seen.
Okay. And doctor, also
we have to strengthen the awareness of the disease to the people.
Okay. And also, doctor, we hear a lot of these marma kachal, the mysterious fever that we see in a lot of regional publications, and we see a lot of people talking about it also. I mean, is there something called marma kachal or mysterious fever? There should be some reason, or is it camouflaged? Is swine flu and dengue camouflaged as the mysterious fever or marma kachal?
I think what they mean marma kachal is only this way. Now at present it is swine flu.
It is swine flu. So
they may not diagnose it properly. I don't know what's the diagnostic tool available in government setup in our present. But if they don't diagnose the case, if you see the death is prior to the diagnosis, they will say marma kachal.
Okay, doctor, and one more question that I missed out. As far as the private hospitals are concerned, do they have proper quarantine facilities to treat swine flu cases? Or are they going wrong there, and is that leading to the spread of swine flu?
I think would be the reason. I heard that in various private hospitals, they don't have a quarantine ward. They admit almost all the rooms. It is mingling with other normal patients also. There is a possibility of spreading the infection.
Okay. And lastly, doctor, can you just tell us what people should do to prevent swine flu and keep it at bay?
See, this swine flu, they have to prevent the swine flu during the season. They should avoid to mingle in the public places like cinema theatre, markets, and the places where the publics gather. They have to avoid one. Number two, they should do frequent hand washing wherever it is possible, whenever it is possible, frequent hand washing. Then, in the public places, when they sneeze or when they cough, they should keep a handkerchief under the cough duct. Then, they can even, the people, as I already told you, you have to quarantine the people who are showing the positive result. Then, the health people who attend the case, they are more important people. They also can transmit the disease. They have to use the mask like either the N95 mask or double protective mask they have to use. Then, the same way, the utensils, the pomades which are used by the positive patients, they have to wash it in a hot water, then dry it in the sunlight, and then they have to use it. If they follow these things, they can avoid fainting.
So, through this interview, Dr. Sivaprakasan has made certain pertinent points. A. The figures that are coming out regarding swine flu deaths and the number of admissions in hospital is grossly understated. 2. The private hospitals that are treating the patients seem to have very inadequate quarantine facilities. And because of this, they seem to be having problems in containing the spread. And number 3, the government has to do a lot more in terms of creating awareness on swine flu and spreading information about swine flu to the public, so as to ensure that the spread of the virus is not so virulent.